Alright, it is 12-inch PvPness. Uh, Back again, and this is how Urgot applies to ranked play. So this has actually changed quite significantly with Season 10 coming in and how the new dragons work. So as a top laner, you're much less viable than in previous seasons. You know, the 1v9 late game of the top lane doesn't really exist anymore. So your teleports should almost always be looking to secure this dragon. Maybe level 3, level 4, you should be looking to teleport bot lane. Look to try and get your bot lane ahead so they have priority for the first dragon. Um, you should generally be looking to have your teleport. So if you're not teleporting early, uh, for the bot lane kills, you know, level 5 or 6, you should be teleporting for the dragon, and then on cooldown, your teleport should be going to the Drake. This can be done either walking to dragon or teleporting towards topside. It's it's very difficult to consistently win games trying to play off your own skill. It's important to recognize that this is a team game, and split pushing has kind of gone off the wayside. It is more important to sacrifice your XP and your gold to be roaming mid, to be roaming bot. You can walk all over the map with your, you know, very low movement speed of 375 with upgraded boots and still be successful alongside your teleport, just because your team's gold is much more important than your gold or your top laner's gold. Another crucial thing to remember is it really doesn't matter where the kills go. If you're taking the kills, that's not even necessarily a bad thing, since you're still reinvesting it into your team. Another thing to note here is the first and the second Rift Heralds and what your purpose is with them. Rift Heralds are nowhere near as important as Dragon. The second Rift Herald, there might be an argument to talk about it potentially. Generally, you're just looking for Drakes and you're looking for them as early as possible so you can start threatening Soul and the enemy team starts sweating. Because if you get to mid game and you're threatening Soul, the enemy has to fight you, they have to fight your team, and your team's ahead because you've been putting all your gold into them, and your ulti is going to do the same devastating damage and same devastating CC no matter how much gold, no matter what level you are. And considering you're building tank, your team doesn't have to worry about needing a front line because you're doing damage, you're CCing, you're frontlining, and you're also sustaining for yourself. There's so much this champion can do as long as you play with your team. So the first Herald is almost negligible. There is a way you can get it. You know, if your jungler is clearing towards topside and maybe he wants to go for a gang, or you guys win a 2v2, you can potentially look at the Herald. Herald should generally be going towards the top or the mid lane before 14 minutes, so you can try and get tower platings. You want to get your gold as fast as possible so you can move it into other lanes. This champ is all about moving your gold to another lane and then still being useful with the little gold you have. So you're going to be wanting to build resistances. You know, when you start getting kills and start getting plates, it's going to be very important that you keep getting resistances. Another thing to note is the second Herald is stronger than the first and more important. Whereas it's not really important for you to secure the second Herald, and it is okay to trade it for a dragon, what isn't okay is to give it away for free. If that Herald goes down for free because you have decided to ignore the top side of the map so wholly that, you know, not only is your tower gone but the second Herald is completed, you could be looking at a situation where you have nothing but an inhibitor tower mid lane. So think of it very carefully. The second Herald is important not to give away, but for a third Drake, generally it is worth it. A second Drake is kind of risky. You can't be giving so much terrain away because getting the fourth dragon is it has a correlation with how many towers you have. So if your mid lane gets demolished and your priority is very low, then it becomes much harder for you to get dragons and much easier for them to pressure very important objectives like your inhibitor towers and your inhibitors themselves if you guys are always going for Drakes. Going for the Drakes is good, but if you're not succeeding in getting the Drakes, then you really have to respect Herald. Herald isn't necessarily a plus for you outside of breaking their mid tower for more dragons, or breaking the top tower so you have to worry less about covering that lane. Generally, your mid laner is going to be going from mid to top repeatedly, trying to cover for you while you're roaming. And that's very good because then your mid laner is getting double the CS, maybe a kill here and there because you're trying to help them out. Um, all in all, in this season especially, to wrap this up, focus on roaming, focus on dragons, focus on kills. Pumping gold in your team is crucial, and it is the way you will win. Your deaths don't really matter early game. Just make sure that you're not dying late game. Also, buy pinks. PSA, please buy pinks. If you have 150 gold, you got 75 gold, 2 pinks. Every single time you go back, it is very important. Vision is huge this season, and by sweeping lens when you can. All right, thank you for coming out. This is 12 inch. Goodbye.